start to do it, you always say, give me a few seconds. Okay?
Nope. And my finger goes down. Okay, you're live.
Okay, folks. Welcome again. Our technology is improving daily. It certainly helps when all the principal players are back. So, as usual, we'll start with the town clerk's report. David is here.
All right, so I received a citizen's petition for a zoning change to a property. I will read the pertinent section of our zoning ordinance.
Did you want to mention what property it was?
I will, yeah. Give me just a second. Okay, I should have had this marked. Okay, procedure for amending our zoning ordinance, which includes the zoning map. One option is written petition with the signatures of registered Parsonsfield voters equal to at least 10% of the votes cast in Parsonsfield in the last state gubernatorial election. There were 803 votes cast in the last gubernatorial election, so they needed 81 valid signatures. And I will mention now, this is the lot that used to be the rest area with the
Yes,
well on it.
that's what I thought, yeah.
They submitted 82 signatures, however, only 73 of them were valid. 4 were not registered and 5 were, we couldn't read them. And unfortunately, when they made out some of the sheets, they didn't put the line or the column where you're supposed to print your name. So all we have is a signature, and we just can't
Read it.
read them. So anyways, they do not meet the standard. So if I can just read this. Okay. Presented to the town clerk, who shall then transmit, okay, and the Board of Selectmen. Okay, let's see. Okay, within 10 working days of having received the petition with a finding whether the requirements of section 10A3 above, which is the 10% of the votes, have or have not been met. So I am forwarding it to you with the words that has not been met.
So if we notify them, can they just bring in 10 more signatures, or what is that?
That is a good question. Our ordinance does not address what happens if it does not meet
Can we
the
extend the
standards.
10 days
Well,
to give them time to do that?
well, no, that period, they've submitted it, they don't have the signatures. So anything that we do would start the clock over again. Okay? So you don't need to worry about the 10 days,
Okay.
okay?
There's no time limit on the signatures, though.
No, I think the state usually recommends anything that's 6 months old should not be accepted.
So to Jesse's question, are they unable to continue the process by picking up another 10 or 15 signatures? Would that be
That's certainly an option, and that may be the right one. I honestly don't know. I started looking at state statutes for petitions, and I couldn't find anywhere where they addressed the question. Frankly, I would recommend a call or an email to MMA Legal. You can quote this portion, or I can even do it. And just see.
someone should do it. Do you want,
Yeah.
Dave, do you want to, or Deb, you?
I think David might be the better person
I'll
in
do
this
it.
case,
Yeah.
because he's familiar with
Okay.
the process.
I'll do it tomorrow.
Just to see whether we can add, they can add the additional,
Well, it's a shame to lose 80, that amount of signatures, because that's
rather than having to go
Not
through the
easy to
whole
do.
process again. I mean, it seems,
Right, right. Okay, so I will email MMA Legal tomorrow about that. So in the meantime, I am going to turn this over to you. I have a copy of it. But it's yours for now.
Why, thank you.
Yes. Okay. I guess we got a special town meeting coming up,
That's true.
for which I have a warrant that needs to be signed.
I'm getting like Debbie now, putting piles everywhere.
So you might check that over, at least at the top and the bottom, make sure the dates are right. The articles are exactly what went into the shopping guide. If you're okay with that, you can sign it. If not, I can make corrections before the end of the meeting.
Now, there was, I don't know what we want to, I don't think we have to. There was, like on two of the articles pertaining to rescue in effect, there was an asterisk that we were putting something at the end saying that this would only apply if the other three towns approved the expenditure.
Yeah, that's something that can be explained.
Right, I was just gonna say that people can explain that.
Yeah, this really isn't.
All we're
that's
saying
not
is
part of the warrant.
if they need a new ambulance and the other three towns approve, we're concurring also.
Right, yeah.
Is this the special paper, Dave?
And it is.
Oh,
Don't you feel special?
I do. Let me just look at that. Oh, it does have it in here too, so that's good.
My turn. You even have a special book for this? With a punch hole?
Oh, yeah.
It's there.
And we still haven't got a hold of, is it Bud? Narrator?
I don't know. Not my job. Sorry.
Well, it could be your job if you wanted.
Nope, I can't do that. I have to run the meeting to start.
What the?
I keep forgetting his name.
Blake Norman.
Norman Blake.
Yeah, Norman Blake.
So is that our responsibility, Dave?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Deb hasn't been able to get a hold of him yet.
So, okay, who else?
Rob Hurd.
Nah,
Yeah.
Rob can't.
I
He's
think-
already pretty much backed out of things.
Rich Rulin's moved.
I can ask him, he may consider it where it's just a small 7-article
Yeah.
situation.
I just ask that you not put pressure on him. I know
Really?
you won't, but yeah.
Think
Okay.
Gloria would do it?
I doubt it, but
Okay.
worth an ask.
Just to remind people, this is to give the town the authority to spend some of the money that the federal government has seen fit to give us. So I don't want to say if we don't spend it, we lose it, but if we don't spend it, we lose it. So it's prudent to spend it on items that the town obviously really needs. So that's what we've outlined there.
And this is going to be voted on at a special town meeting on June 21st
Right.
at 6 PM, I believe.
Yes. Is this going to be posted, the whole article on the webpage?
Yeah.
So webpage, shopper's guide, shopping guide.
Thank you. All right. I mentioned a while ago, I don't remember when, about the woman that had the art display at the mill building a number of years ago.
Right.
She compiled a book about that display and 8 others that she did at other mills. Well, Dan Flint bought us a copy. I thought we were going to get one just
Free.
because we gave the mill for her to use. But Dan didn't remember that, and he had coordinated things, so I believed him. But he bought us a book. It's here for you to look at. We'll keep it in the office. It's a beautiful book.
Yeah, I'd like to look at that.
Yeah, absolutely. Bulky waste pickup. What more can we do to let people know about it? We basically lost the shopping guide, I guess.
Harvey had mentioned maybe posting it in the post office.
Yeah?
That used to be one of the points you got before internet and shopping guide
Not
and
for
everything.
something like this, no.
No?
No. That'd be for elections.
Oh, okay. But maybe the post office might be a,
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. I mean, I'll be quite honest, I think you should have another one
okay.
at a later date.
Well, there's one
Oh.
scheduled.
Well, we do. Well, we can change the schedule and the other one, move it up a
Scheduled for the
bit.
next one is October 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, this
Earlier.
month, I was looking at this month, if no one can.
Well, that's the thing, to coordinate it with Nell and...
Yeah,
that's-
obviously. I mean, problem is, the shopping guide is our primary source of information. People are getting used to the website, but a lot of people either,
Do you keep track of the number of hits you get on the website?
no,
Could we do that?
I probably can. Yeah,
Just curious to see what,
yeah.
if we're getting more than 10
Mhm.
or 15 like we get here. Be nice if 100 or 200 people were,
Right.
interacting with the website.
I don't think I can keep track of what they look at, so.
But just
Yeah.
curiosity. I mean, at least that
Yeah.
gives us a little number.
Yeah, I'll see if I can do that. So anyways, I don't know if you want to try and set something up or if you want to just let it ride.
Well, it's hard to tell how many people after the fact look at the site. Does that count come up too as well?
After the fact.
In other words, if I want it a week down the road, I don't always, sometimes, if I have time, I'll plug it in and I'll listen to it at a later
Oh,
date.
you're talking about the meeting.
Yes.
So,
David, we're gonna have the bid opening on the 14th for the solid waste recycling. So maybe at that time, once we see who the winning bidder is, we can set a date then.
Plus the fact you can evaluate what happens at this one, even though it wasn't publicized as normal, like we normally do. And if it looks like very few people participated, because we can tell from past bulky waste pickup, then we can just schedule another one in a month or so.
okay.
Do that. It might cost us a few extra dollars,
Yeah.
but get rid of a few extra
Yeah,
pieces of
sure.
equipment too, so.
People probably.
And that can tie in with what Debbie's saying with the people who bid on the contract.
But are they bidding on one pickup this year?
Well, it depends.
No,
We'll have to evaluate what, I mean, they'd be bidding on prices are supposed to be separated now.
Right,
So they'd be bidding on, in effect, 2 pickups a year.
okay,
And we could determine which would be appropriate.
okay, yeah. Okay,
So-
yeah. All right, so not let that happen again. Easy for me to say. But, I mean, it should have gone in 2 weeks ago. All right, as you know, the Vern Malik from the State Office of Cannabis Production, maybe, OCP, Director of Operations, ended up with a family emergency. He's out of town, so we are going to have to reschedule the get-together that was supposed to be at 3 o'clock today. And I understand people's concern about this not being posted. However, this is just a workshop item. It's like any other workshop item. People want to know what's going on in the workshop, then they can call or they can listen to the meetings. But I don't think people should be getting upset that we did not post this.
Should we record it?
That's up to you. I don't know.
We don't workshops.
Yeah.
We record it.
Yeah, I wouldn't record a workshop. I guess it's just,
It's a workshop.
it's a workshop, yeah. Yeah. Okay, taxes. We're up to almost 94% of the 2021 commitment in payments, which is pretty good. There's still, for 2021, 182 accounts that owe 197,000 and change. And the 2020 taxes, there are 29 accounts that owe $40,474 and change. So those are better than average. Yeah. Mill and Stanley Building, anything new that can be reported in public on those?
Nothing that can record it in public or private.
Oh, okay. So we were expecting a court decision by the end of May. That didn't happen, or?
Well, you never can tell.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, the court's probably out now. They probably left at 3, so.
As far as you know, nothing?
Yeah, no, as far as we know, nothing.
Okay.
We're in contact with our attorney to try and see if we can do anything else to move this along.
Okay. All right. Any more from Tri-Town, Jesse?
No, the next meeting, I believe, is next Monday,
Okay.
so I'll probably be attending
But
that.
you got some word on the electronic disposal, though.
Oh, yeah, Deb called the number that they gave me, and that guy's retired, so he gave her a number of the guy that should be in charge now, is the way it sounded, or should know what to do now.
Oh,
So she
good.
called, you called me
Yeah, I
a
have a
message.
call in to
Yeah.
him, so I'll be
Good.
back.
All right. Well, that sounds promising. And then the usual there about spam and ransomware, clicking and not clicking. Just please be careful what you're clicking on.
Have you got our backup that you were working on something?
I have not completed the restoration document,
Oh,
how
okay.
to restore everything if we get
That's what I
into a
was-
bad
okay.
situation, no.
But you're working on it.
I am working on it,
Okay.
yep. I would also publicly like to thank Danielle. She's doing a great job. And in my fragile state right now, she has been a great person to have in the office, both professionally and personally.
That's good.
Yep. And that's it. The end.
Anyone? David? For David?
Well, I just like to say, along with David's mention of Danielle, she was also very helpful to us when you were out.
Good.
So, and she took right over. She got this up and running.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah,
you did a very good job.
good. Glad to hear it.
All right. Thanks, Dave. nothing exciting this week, which is probably a good thing. We'd like to get excited about the mill and the Stanley building and whatever, but
No information on either account.
so we reviewed last week's agenda, the minutes and the bills from last week. We paid those. Reviewed ads. The bulky waste for June 6th did not make the
Deadline.
shopping guide. So I think what we've decided was that we're gonna advertise it as much as possible this week. Talk to the vendor next week about how he did and the percentage that he picked up. If he said, oh, I picked up 80% of what I normally pick up, well, that might be okay. If he said I only picked up 10%, then we'd look towards rescheduling it to try and give the residents an opportunity to get rid of some of the junk that's lying around. Selectman Stacy is also working with Tri-Town to see if we can work a deal with them to, if a person doesn't want to wait for the annual or the semi-annual pickup, that they can bring their product or whatever it is over to Tri-Town and dispose of it there for a fee.
But there's nothing happening yet, so don't take anything
Well,
over
no,
there.
this is what you're working on.
Yes, but don't,
Okay.
don't jump the gun and take anything over
Well,
there.
no one
we don't want
bring-
to ruffle any
In the
feathers.
vernacular, no one bring nothing nowhere. All right. The sheriff's report, CEO report, actually, none right now. He's working on a lot of submissions that people want to make to go into the planning board, which needs to be in today for their 2-week lead time. Your kind of sheriff's report will be in a week or so. There were some exciting things happening this week. People being arrested for hiding out in places, bad car incidents. So, be an interesting report next week or the week after. Annual control, our annual monthly report. 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 incidents in the town. Dogs, cats, and a pig. So it's good to see that in most of these cases, the animal control officer was able to identify the owner, talk to the owner, give them a warning, whatever the case may be. So we're trying to keep that, the animal situation under control with the animal control officer, which certainly makes sense. Planning board, the next meeting, which we just talked a little bit about, is June 15th. Their agenda items had to be in today. So that's what our CEO has been working on. There's been no news or additional news on the Nelligan Monroe appeal. Comprehensive committee. Harvey, do you have anything?
Well, the meeting's tonight. See you all there. Hopefully.
Hopefully everyone's listening and they remember it's tonight, right?
Well, this is we mentioned at first that it would be the fourth Friday of the month, but there are 2 months, I believe.
That have-
This one in November has 5 Tuesdays in it, so that was a little bit of a confusion, but this is the last Friday, last Tuesday of this month, so it's tonight. See you all there.
Secaucus Road, Selectman Stacy has maybe some words you'd like to say about Secaucus Road and the grading, maintenance of?
So I went down Secaucus Road and took a drive down just to see what the state of the road was in, and it is potholy as it has been every year to my recollection forever. Nothing real out of the ordinary. And I was thinking about it. The town is now plowing the first half of the road at no fee at all to access the town's property. But it comes at no expense to the property owners beyond that. I feel like that's a fair amount of bonus, I should say, value to them. And if at any rate somebody was to get the road graded this time of year, or wanted the road graded from the river lots, then they absolutely should get together as a group down there, form some kind of a committee, and they should take it upon themselves to hire somebody, and if anything, the town would then pay their portion evenly split with the rest of the people in beyond. The town doesn't need to access their property at all right now, and if it was rough, then they would have it graded before they used it in the fall. I think that's very fair. I guess we'll go from there. So if we were to be contacted with a reasonable offer that a resident from that road had put together with other people willing to pay on the road, then the town would pay its portion. But I don't believe its portion is any more than any of the other residents on that road. And I think that's how we're going to leave it for now.
Okay. I'm sure people will be in contact with us. With solar update, I know Harvey's gotten some word on the solar project. This is by the box shop.
Not good news at this point, but the notation is that CMP has put this plan out to
Speak up a little bit, Harvey.
2027.
No way.
Yes.
For their upgrades?
Well, there's some controversy about CMP and what they will do and how long it will take them to do it, because that's the way they've been playing it all along for the past 3 years. So my guess is that this isn't good news, but it's not the end of the news. I think Soltage wants to come in and talk with us, so we'll sit down and talk and see what they had in mind, whether they want to go on or not. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
And they are leasing the land,
Right.
$30,000 a year approximately. That's a nice little bit of extra income for the town.
Sure, absolutely.
So,
Do you know if the lease constrains the use of the property?
Yes,
It does?
on our part.
well, it'd be the same.
And my curiosity is, how long does a permit last? It usually has a longevity to it.
Well, they started their project, so once they started it, I think it's
There's gotta be
active. I think they're all set.
for how long? That's the
Yeah,
question I
there's got to
wanna-
be substantial movement every 18 months or within 18 months. I mean, if they just start it and then stop and wait for 27, that's not going to fly.
That's not gonna work. So we'll find out. We'll sit down with them and
Okay.
see what their
thoughts
response
are.
are for.
Nothing on, as we mentioned before, the Robinson Mill, the Stanley Building, and the Saco River Corridor Commission. They're pretty stagnant right now. After some persistence, we have received a quote to do the audio visual in the town hall for the selectman's office, the meeting room that the planning board uses, or the planning board office, I guess, and the gymnasium. I won't mention what it is because we're still waiting for our second vendor, who I called last week, to send his quote in. So hopefully this week we'll get the second quote in and we make a comparison. This is one of the things, money-wise, that the, in effect, federal government would be paying for, not the town, and it's certainly something that the town would value. From a meeting standpoint, from people being able to hear us and see us, all sorts of good things. A note here about selectmen canceled July 5th meeting. I haven't really talked about it. Why don't we just put that on next week's agenda, Deb?
Yes.
Veterans exemption, a new change law. We do not have a veterans ordinance in this town. This is a check for $100 to veterans who rent. Got some comments that it's a very poorly written idea, but it doesn't really apply to the town. Road commissioner, I think he's buried under a bridge. He's supposed to be here. He was supposed to be here. He did call an hour ago and say that he was, did he say why he wasn't going to be here, or just that he wasn't going to be here?
He was tied up. We'll put it that
Okay,
way.
well,
Under a bridge.
someone should send him a pair of scissors and have him here next week.
Must have been his feet, because his hands were able to text.
Okay. There is, I know, road work going on Pendexter. Put a couple of drainage culverts in, and they marked the road for repaving. Is Middle Road another one that he was doing? So, he's out there working. I mean, you can't complain about not working. It's just would like to get the information. Just for the people, hopefully we're up to maybe 15 people listening or so. And some of you have bulky waste. We will be June 6th and white goods June 13th. So remember those dates. And we have a special town meeting on June 21st, as we've discussed a lot of times, about getting approval to spend some of the federal government's money. So, that's about it, folks. Nothing too controversial, but a lot of information. I hope if you hear something, you tell your friends what's going on. So maybe we can have more than 11 people listening. If everyone tells 5 people, it would be up to 55.
66.
Or
If you got the
66 plus
original 11.
yeah, it's true. So, talk to your friends. Jesse, you got anything extra, additional you'd like to add? Harvey?
Well, just to mention again, bulky waste, June 6th.
Okay,
Get it out there, tell your friends.
thank you very much.
All set?
Well, let me, Jeff sits patiently.
Yeah, I do. Bulky waste, June 6th, so you will put something at the post office
Yep,
for sure. And do we have an email list that we could send out to people?
we do not.
Okay, maybe in the future.
Yep.
But as we said, if it looks like there was very poor participation, we'll reschedule
What
it.
about the Parsonsfield community website, besides the Parsonsfield website?
We don't post there just because if we start doing that, then,
People will start looking there.
yeah. I'll
Okay.
post on the town website. You can share it on that site.
Well, maybe somebody will hear us and they'll put it on.
Yeah, sure.
Parsonsfield.
Anybody, you're welcome to share that on the Parsonsfield Community Communication site.
All right. Thank you very much, folks. I hope you had a good time.